How do we identify pride in our life? And I want to show from the life of Joseph where you can look for and identify pride in your life. The first area that we see in the life of Joseph was the way he talked. I think Joseph was quite a bit of a chatterbox when he was 17. He had a loud mouth. God had to break that in him as he progressed to 30. But when he was young, he was a very arrogant, big-mouthed young guy. God decides to give him a dream at 17. And anyone who receives a dream from God that is so significant, you would think that you'd kind of pause and think about it. Not Joseph. As soon as he got the dream, he calls for a family meeting, gets everyone around, says, sit down, I got an important announcement to make to you. In 37, verse 8, this is what the Bible says. The brothers hated him for his dreams and for his words. It was not just a dream that got them all riled up. It's the way he talked about his dream that got them really upset. The way he bragged about the dream. And he is going into detail about this dream to the point that it's enraging all his brothers. You would think you'd get a clue. The next night, he has another dream. Anyone who has any common sense, from the response you got from the first time when you shared the dream, would say, let me just tiptoe to my father, say, Dad, I had another dream. This time, all of this happened. Could have confidentially said that to his dad, but no. What does Joseph do? Says it again to everyone, to the point that he's rebuked by his father in front of everyone. What's interesting to me is God, knowing how Joseph would respond to the dream with pride, still gave him the dream. Isn't that incredible? This is a lesson we got to learn. Meaning, God sees all our weaknesses and still, in spite of that, still chooses to use us for his work. You might argue and say, well, why didn't God wait till Joseph was a little bit more mature? Not as arrogant as he was when he was 17. That would have been better for Joseph, better for everyone if God had waited. God knew that to get Joseph to the palace in Egypt at 30, he needed to first work with the pride in his life at 17. Meaning, young person or young people, never think that I'm too young to be used for God's purposes. Because God started a work in Joseph's life at a very young age because he saw what God was intending to do through him at the age of 30.